Hey guys, Zephyr here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a speed build in The Sims 1, which I'm really excited about. I was feeling nostalgic the other day, so I just opened up my Sims 1 Complete Edition, and I made this build. Why did I call it Complete Edition? It's Complete Collection. That's fine. I haven't had a good track record of naming things correctly in the last couple days. If you've been watching my Sims 3 speed build, I got the name of my sim wrong in the opening episode, actually, of the series, so that's fine. So now I'm here recording my speed build after having like only 4 hours of sleep and working a opening shift at work, which is probably not a good idea, but I also want to be consistent when it comes to uploading on this channel. I'm really trying to like push YouTube lately. So we are doing it. We are making a 2 bedroom house, and I had a lot of fun like going through all the not create sim, all the build items, and making this house. I meant to say that it was a 2-story house, not a 2 bedroom house, but it is a 2 bedroom house. But I'm just gonna call myself out on that one anyway. I had actually never experienced the full Sims game. When I first had The Sims like on the disc, I only had Double Deluxe, which was The Sims in like 2 expansion packs. And I wasn't tech savvy enough to, get the other expansion packs, but other means. So when I got this copy of the game by totally, legal means, I made sure to get the complete collection. And I'm excited about it. I actually should probably play more gameplay of it instead of just building, because I want to like experience that in full. Um, but I don't know. There's just a lot of games to play and not a lot of time. But I am happy I got to build this house. I think The Sims 1 has like a very interesting style. Like you could tell they were like leaning more towards realism with The Sims 1. And honestly, I like the vibe. Like it's an older game, but it like still looks really good. I know they used to like use The Sims as a program to show off houses. Like real estate people like would actually show off houses by making the floor plans in The Sims, and I feel like at the time that was like really futuristic and cool. And it's still kind of like futuristic and cool to me, even though like obviously you'd prefer to like go to an open house. It's just kind of like cool having that technology out there. But I definitely am glad that they focused on gameplay and such in The Sims 2. Definitely like my family gameplay and drama and, my pleasant views in strange towns. Like, I need that in my Sims. Going into this build, I didn't really have a specific family in mind. I just kind of like opened up my game and started building. I didn't even like have a plan. I knew I wanted 2 stories because like if you're gonna build in The Sims 1 for the first time in years, like you might as well go big or go home. And I love family gameplay, so I just decided, okay, we'll have 2 parents and a kid, and that should satisfy my need to make a house in The Sims 1, because you got all the bases covered. The only base I do not have covered is The Sims 1 babies, but we do not talk about The Sims 1 babies. So if you hear my dog tapping his paws in the background, I apologize. I normally edit my like audio, so you might not hear him, but if you do, I am sorry. I used a lot of green in this house. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's just like a lot of green in this game. Um, but I think it turned out quite cute. I'm like trying to go through the clutter options here and like trying to find cute kitchen items, and I can't really find anything, so I end up just using plants, and I think that's fine. Um, like I don't know The Sims like build by from the top of my head. I know items in The Sims 2, I know items in The Sims 3, I know items in The Sims 4, but when it comes to The Sims 1 build by, I'm completely lost, especially with like added expansion pack stuff in the game. So I struggle a bit here to find the items I'm looking for, but I think that's part of the fun with it, honestly. Um, because I could practically like build a house in The Sims 2 or 3 blindfolded. I'm not gonna, but I could probably figure it out. In The Sims 1, though, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the UI. I'm not saying the UI is bad. I think The Sims 1 UI is, like, pretty decent, but I'm not used to it. So it's kind of like a challenge to build in the game. I think The Sims 1 has like the biggest tables imaginable. And they're tables that I often look for in 2, 3, and 4. But like in The Sims 1, I wanted a smaller table and there was not a lot of options. But I found one. I wish he would have like put oversized tables in like the other games too. I know The Sims 4 like has recently added some more table options, but like I don't know, just be consistent. I don't know why the tables have to be so big in The Sims 1. Maybe it's because like people used to build their houses bigger, like bigger was better, and nowadays people like try to build tinier, more compact spaces, and they try to make things more realistic, I guess. So maybe that's why I'm struggling. They were just trying to fill space with those big tables because they knew people would be building large houses. But like that's a problem for 2023 simmers. You know what I find interesting? The discourse between whether or not you should talk about yourself in speed builds and kind of like ignore the build, or if you should just like solely talk about the build. I find like a lot of people have like strong opinions on either side, and I personally just like a mixed match of both. And like if you don't like a certain creator's way of making a video, just like don't watch it. I know that's like a shocking concept to some people, but I see people complaining about like YouTubers, like how they do things a certain way in their videos. And I'm thinking like, why are you watching it if you don't like it? Just find someone who does something that you like, instead of like going and wasting your time bad talking somebody's video. Like you could be doing something productive. You could be making videos yourself and like putting out amazing content that you would like watching and have other people watch it. And instead of bringing others down, you know, that's my little rant for the day. It's just sometimes I struggle about what to talk about in speed builds, you know? Like, what do these people expect me to do? Like, it wouldn't be on brand for me to be like, here I am, placing a sofa. I really think it helps with the feng shui of the room. I'm also looking at mirrors and putting it in the bathroom. But now I'm taking out a bookcase. I'm really not sure what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing because I'm a master interior decorator. Like, it would be fake if I just constantly talked about the build. Like, it sounds good when some people do it because they know what they're talking about, but I am just a Sims memer who posts silly videos on TikTok and is now trying to, you know, do something with her life on YouTube. And I don't know what I'm doing, and like you shouldn't expect me to know what I'm doing. I see myself having like a very like, I don't want people to take this the wrong way, so don't take it the wrong way. But I see myself having a very like XQC type brand where like I'm a French Canadian who sometimes mumbles throughout the video, and I'm lovable anyway because I'm a memer. I'm not good at Overwatch, but you know that's fine. He's good at Overwatch, but you know we're relatable in some ways. He's, you know, a multimillionaire, and I work in fast food. Like we're very similar. Trust me. To the two of you who are still watching and understand anything I just said with that reference, I appreciate you. I'm gonna get weirdly personal for a second, but like I was in speech therapy growing up, and like I still struggle with like pronunciation and things like that. And when I first started watching XQC, I realized that he had like a very similar like talking pattern as I did, and it was kind of nice to see that because like I always thought that I was like, obviously people stutter and things like that, but I've never really experienced another like person doing that on the regular, and it makes me feel a lot more normal. I always think I sound like worse than I do, I think, but it's nice to know I'm not alone in that capacity, you know? Anyway, now that we got that little field trip out of the way, we are going to be working on the entryway to this house. It's nothing like super special. It has like a little phone, a tapestry, but I think it's cute. And now we're going to be moving on to the upper level of the home. Um, I do end up adding a playground to the side of the home. I don't know if it's going to be now or later. I think I end up working here first because I tend to do that. Yeah, here I am just figuring out the floor plan. As I said before, I didn't really have a family in mind for this build, so their bedrooms end up being a little generic, but that's fine. Like, the kid gets the window in the front, like the cool little, huge window. The bedroom is small, but I love the window. I love big windows like that, and I love them in traditional homes, and I'm glad the kid gets to experience this window because I would have loved having that window as a kid. Also, I decided to add like a little closet to the top of the hallway. I thought that was kind of like a fun little detail. There's no like closets in The Sims 1, but you can like make a fake one. It's not really functional, but it kind of like takes up space and adds that little bit of realism. I was really happy about that. And of course, when I was making the kids' room, I had to pull out this bed. This bed is like absolutely iconic to me. Mainly because there was like not a lot of options for kids' beds back in the day, but like I always thought that was like the best looking bed of all time. I also used the purple one quite a bit, but like this bed is the like gold standard of beds. This is the bed that I would have loved to have as a kid, and I needed to include it into my build. I also decided that I needed to include a better wallpaper because this generic like wallpaper was not the vibe. When I built kids' rooms in The Sims 1, I went all out and I picked fun wallpapers. And I was like, you know what, Christina? Like, you're still young at heart. So you're going to pick a better wallpaper. And I'm going to be doing that in a second. I'm going to pull out the iconic hot air balloon wallpaper. I couldn't think of the word, but we're gonna pull it out and I'm gonna slap it on the wall, and the room ends up being a masterpiece. It's quite smaller than most of the kids' rooms I would make back in the day, but you know, it's like a nice little miniature tiny home version of rooms I made back in the day, and it made me really happy to have. I do include a tragic clown poster in the kids' room, which is kind of creepy. Honestly, I'd be scared to death to have it as a kid. But that is fine because there's not a lot of suitable kids' paintings, honestly, in the game, and I was struggling, so I ended up with the tragic clown. But yeah, I purposely went through the wallpapers looking for this hot air balloon one because it is so iconic. It makes me so happy. And kids do not grow up into teenagers in The Sims 1. They don't even grow up into adults. So they can have a very childish bedroom if they want. Anyway, here I am working on the parents' bedroom. I thought about using the vibrating heart bed because that bed is probably the most iconic object in the game, and it was something that I would always use when I was a kid because, you know, it led to activities that I figured adults did all the time. And just depending on your situation, you might or might not. It's fine. But if you didn't know, you could have babies in The Sims 1 just by kissing. You could do so in the heart bed too, but like the main way was kissing, and then like a little pop-up happened, and it was like, would you like to have a baby? And it was like all about consent. It was a moment. It was honestly probably an important thing for me to witness. But yeah, I thought about using the heart bed, but it didn't happen. I plopped down an easel in the parents' room just because I find it a nice way for Sims to make money. I pretty much have painters in like every Legacy family I play, or like almost every Sims family I play, except like The Sims 2 where I'm like playing rotationally, and you know, the Sims have different interests and stuff. But when I'm playing like The Sims 3 Legacy style, I like to have a painter in the family. I like to make money in The Sims 4 by painting. So I figured to like kind of include that in The Sims 1. I'm probably not going to be using this house for gameplay, but who knows, I might one of these days. Um, it's a fun thing to do, I find. And it's always interesting to see what kind of paintings your Sims come up with. But yeah, we're just working on the outside of the build right now. I decided to add a little playground to give the kid like another activity to do because I think the object I'm about to find is the most iconic thing in the game. I mean, like besides the heartbed. I think this playground looks like such a fun experience, and I would have killed for it as a kid. But anyway, we're getting towards the end of the build. We're going to be going into some screenshots. So if you like the video, please give it a like, maybe a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see Let's Plays and other Sims related things. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay, and I'll talk to you guys next time.